Hello again, welcome back everybody to another edition of the Rural Report. I am your Rural 2IC, and today is the Daily Headlines Report. Uh, I'm just going to jump into this one because this report's going to go all over the place. Today was just a really weird news day. Without further ado, and again, in no particular order, I'm going to go through this list and stick with me because you'll see what I mean when I say weird. All right. So the Turkish foreign minister gave a statement saying, quote, "We are now using diplomatic means to break the blockade of Gaza, but if those methods do not work, there are other ways," end quote. Okay, again, statement. Just words, till there's actions behind it. It's, just saber rattling, just warnings, just whatever you want to call it, but it's a data point for us. Okay. So, not to be outdone, the Iranian foreign minister came out with a statement saying, quote, "If Israel attacks our forces in Syria, the reaction will be severe," end quote. Okay. He just had to get a statement out there just like everybody else. So, you know, again, they're just throwing out some words, just another data point. So I guess Israel had to get a statement on. So the Israeli defense minister came out and said, quote, "To me, there is no difference between a terrorist holding an AK-47 and a terrorist in a three-piece suit traveling the world," end quote. Okay, to me, that's a very interesting statement to try and unpack. Uh, we said this before. When you try and make the statement that you want absolute total destruction of of this group, it is not a nationality. It is not something to where it's honestly achievable. It's an idea, and you really cannot kill an idea. It will go on, and it's a sad state of affairs. It's like anything else of uh, pick anything in history that's bad. The idea of something, you can't get rid of it. You do your best to educate and show, this is bad, and you say, what it is, and you win the hearts and the minds. But honestly, when you have something like that, and bring it into whatever you want, uh, and let's just say racism, everybody knows that racism is just a terrible thing. You do not judge somebody by their skin color. You can't control that. And so you judge somebody based on their merit, based on who they are. You don't judge them by the length of their hair or the color of their eyeballs. It's you just don't do that. But it exists, and it's an idea. And so to say that you're going to eradicate an idea, it's really impossible. So his statement, there's a lot more to unpack there. We're going to leave it there for the sake of time. All right, now here's where things start turning weird. If you've stuck with me now, sit back and buckle up for this one. All right, let's kick it off with the weird one. A Ukrainian porn actress, yeah, now aims to replace Zelensky to try and become the next president of Ukraine. Now, she did a interview where she has dreams and aspirations to become the first woman president. Okay, I get it. Uh, she also gives out some very interesting um, tidbits during that sort of interview. Uh, you can go find that. She does it in English, and it's just a really odd interview. And to really make things more odd and uncomfortable, so the British Sun wrote a piece on her when they did a brief interview, and they finished up the article by saying They believe she has a good chance lifting the country up off its knees. Okay, I'm not even going to touch that. Let's move on. So, Hamas released a statement saying they have lost all communication with the groups responsible for holding hostages. Okay, that's probably not a good thing. Uh, but I guess to further make things more confusing, the White House Deputy National Security Advisor said that officials believe that the majority of the hostages are alive. And when I read that statement, I went, wait a second. My eyes zeroed in. Believe? What do you mean, believe? The US is supposed to have the most sophisticated intelligence and spy network and everything else. And you believe? You don't know? You can't confirm? You believe the majority, not all of them, the majority are alive? Uh, I didn't like that statement. It kind of takes hope down a little bit, but all right, that's just me. All right, so to bring it around, there was a really, really big story that happened within the last 24 hours. So the Houthis came out saying that they have seized an Iranian cargo ship in the Red Sea. And I was like, okay, that's kind of big. You know, they threatened that, saying that if they found an Israeli ship at all, that it was a legitimate target for them. Okay. The interesting part is Israel really quickly came out and stated that yes, they captured a ship, but it's not Israeli and there's no Israelis on it. Okay. Okay. So I'm not quite sure. Something's not off. And then to really make things really confusing, if you start digging into this, there is now multiple medias coming out saying that yes, there was indeed a ship. Yes, it was seized and towed back to Yemen, but it is a British built ship operated by the Japanese with about 8 to 8 plus different nationalities of the 30 plus crew members, but it's leased to an Israeli businessman. Did you follow along with all that? Because that just weaves a whole big something smells wrong with that whole story. So I'm going to guess that somebody's lying. There's a lot of cover up going on in this. It's going to be interesting as the next couple of days, maybe the end of the week of all this unfolding. If we hear anything else about this, and if we do, what actually comes out about this? Because if this is true, on one hand, that this is an Israeli ship and they seized it, that's huge. On the other hand, if they made a mistake, that's huge. This potentially is bad. Let's say, for instance, it is a Japanese ship. Japan's not going to like that. Let's say it is a British ship. Britain's not going to like that. They seize somebody's ship and they're not going to be happy about it. So I'm going to keep my eye really on this. This is going to be one of my number one things that I follow along. So if I find anything interesting out, I'll be sure to include it in the future ones to come. Uh, and then to round it out here on the home front in the United States, and I'm sure mentioning a bunch of other key phrases, I may get a wrist slap. So let's just have fun because I'm not monetized anyway. So the neo-Nazi group, the Blood Tribe, was seen in social media with pictures and videos as they marched down the streets of downtown Madison, Wisconsin, complete with swastika flags. Yep, right here, right in the United States. Again, we just talked about that earlier. The whole idea around Nazism is horrible. It is horrible. And I'm right there. I wish you could eradicate it and get rid of it once and for all. But it's an idea. And as long as there is one person that holds to that idea, it can grow and it can shrink, but as long as one has it, it never goes away. So ideas can be dangerous things. And let's just round it out with one last one. So apparently, and I missed this, apparently late last week, there was a pro-Palestinian protest in Washington, D.C. that locked down the U.S. Capitol. I may have been under a rock. I figured that would have been headline news. And I watch a mainstream news every morning to my cup of coffee, and I flip through some headlines. I just found out about it. So if this was big news, apparently I missed it. If it wasn't, should have been big news. So there you have it. Okay, that's what I've got. Um, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys for the love and support and everything that you guys do. Without you, then I'd just be sitting here talking to nobody, and there you have it. Quick updates is going to be tonight. I will be doing a live, no, not a live stream. I have to take that back. I'm going to be doing a pre-recorded interview with Nicole from Living Free in Tennessee. Depending on how quickly I can get that edited and everything, depends on if it comes out tonight or tomorrow morning. And then Tuesday, I will be doing an interview with Justin at JK Survival Bushcraft. Again, it'll be a little bit later in the evening, so that may go up the following day. Wednesday, I will be doing an interview with Southern Tier Prepper. Actually, I'll be doing it just before Workshop Wednesday live stream. So I'm not sure. That one may go up probably Friday. We'll see. Just stay tuned for all the interviews, because the interviews are really fun. And usually I set those as premieres, so that way I can jump in and watch the video live with all of you, and we just hang out in the chat while the video plays and talk and do some fun things. So if you can watch those, I usually post them over on Facebook to let you know with a link that when it's going to premiere. But other than that, that's all I've got for you today, folks. So again, I appreciate it. God bless each and every one of you. I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing Sunday. More information to come. Do all the fun YouTube things. Hit the like, subscribe, hit the bell for notification. And above all else, please remember to remain united, because we're all prepping in this together.